Nephew Tommy in the house. Hey, y'all. Welcome back to my channel. I said, hey. Welcome back to my channel.
Hey, girl.
Hey, y'all. I'm Jazmyn W. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Oh, it's 2023. I'm so excited about this year and my YouTube channel. Y'all know I like to jump right into it, but first, I must let you know, if you're not subscribed to my channel, baby, you a hater at this point. This year, we're going to get into everything from Married at First Sight to Ready to Love to all the shit y'all be asking me for all the time. Skincare, my point of view on everything, and I'm also going to be giving some life updates and stuff like that. So make sure you're subscribed to my channel. Per usual, y'all know I love to support black business, okay? Don't ever say that I'm a hater to black business in this piece.
Ever.
So today I want to shout out my friend's company, her Bobby Mache. Her fragrance oils come in here. There's one missing because I keep that one in my car, but they're basically oils and they have fragrance. They smell so good. All of them smell really good. This one smells like, I'm gonna just tell y'all, this one reminds me of like, it's like slightly floral and it has like the vibe of like a daytime date. And this one smells like, I know this one smells like a sophisticated love spell.
Yes.
Yeah. Y'all remember Love Spell from like Victoria's Secret? This is just a more elevated version of that, but that used to be my smell, honey. Anyway.
Might need to bring it back.
Shout out to Bobby Mache. I'm going to put the link below so you guys can check her out. Today we're talking about Ready to Love. Okay, we're back in Miami this season. The episode just dropped yesterday. I was busy working on my vision board, but I did watch the show late on demand. And I think this season's going to be really good. I have a good feeling about everybody on the show. So let's get into my first impressions of the 16 singles that we had. I will say that 16 singles is not enough.
It ain't.
I've said this to Ready to Love over and over and over. Bring me on as a consultant, baby. Because 16 singles, 8 women and 8 men is just not enough. Okay, if anything, we need to be bringing on more singles in the beginning and then adding people. I want to see a total of 50 singles come through this piece.
I want to see 70.
Come on, what are we doing and why are we doing it? Okay, let's get into the cast. First, we have Andre, who's 39. If you follow me on Instagram, which if you don't follow me on Instagram, what are we doing? I saw him get out of the truck, baby, and I said, hell nah.
Hell no.
For me, it was just this little piece curl braid lock he had right here. What are we doing?
Dookie braid.
What are we doing? And one of the girls was like, we're going to get to it, but one of the girls was like, oh, that's so cute. Shut up. Shut up. Don't be egging him on with this. Okay? It ain't cute. It ain't charming. It ain't nothing. It needs to be clipped. Okay? Cut. Like, what is this about? Like, oh my. Anyway, it said that Andre is an entrepreneur. Baby, that means he ain't got no job. Because the other one said business owner, liquor store owner, club owner, vibe owner. This one say entrepreneur. I don't see an entrepreneur job nowhere, okay? He's an entrepreneur. Child, even me, I'm an entrepreneur, but I'm a content creator. I'm a comedian. Every entrepreneur has a title. What are you entrepreneuring?
Let me know.
Exactly. That's what I want to know. Anyway, yeah. Let's move on to Corvea. Corvea, she's 31. I wrote down she is itty bitty and she's a digital strategist. She said it was very important for her because she lives alone that she wants a man who lives alone. Baby, I feel you, okay? Listen, I understand. It's expensive out here. It's expensive, okay? I live in Los Angeles. I know it's very expensive, but baby, she needs somebody. She's saying she wants somebody who is at the point in their life where they can afford to live alone.
Exactly.
That's what she's saying. And I don't blame her. Like, yeah, you want somebody to live alone. She had a conversation with another guy on the show named Blake. And she said that she really wants kids. Blake did not want kids. She's 31. Blake is in his mid-40s. Of course you want kids and he doesn't. Like, duh, he's 13 or 14 years older than you. So yeah, he's done having kids and you're not. Next, like, why do y'all want to argue about this? Blake also wanted to argue with her about, okay, so if she's 31 years old. When you were 31, you was out here bussing and gussing, wasn't you?
Bussin'.
I don't know what gussing is, but y'all see what I'm saying? Like, you were out here having kids, and now you're being a little bit condescending to her because she wants them. I don't understand. Why can't we just say, oh, we're not a match because you want kids and I don't? Anyway, Corvaya said that Blake was giving her butthole. So let's move on to Blake, okay?
Let's move on to Butthole Booty Blake.
Okay, Blake is 44 and he works in corporate security. I wrote down he's very good looking. He has 3 kids at the ages of 22, 14, and 9. And he said that he was 87% sure that he didn't want any more kids. He said he wants to focus on retirement and not college savings. And I don't have a problem with anything that he said. He's 44 years old. How long do y'all want this man to procreate? Like, right. Listen, I don't understand why we just can't be okay with people's feelings. Like, if you feel like you don't want to have kids, okay, great. We're not a match because I want kids. So what's your name? What is the problem with that? What's y'all's problem? Why y'all want to argue about who want kids and who shouldn't want kids? I honestly think that Blake was maybe trying to convince Corvaya that, you know, he might be a match for her, but she's not a match for you, baby, because you don't want no more kids.
You done.
You're 44, 45 years old. I'm glad you done having kids. I'm glad you're out here not Nick Cannon it up. Okay? But, like, that's your decision. And I actually agree with him. When I'm 44, you think I want to be busting another child out the punani? I don't want another child now.
Okay.
So I don't blame him. Let him be him. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I personally think that Blake is one of the cuter guys on the show, but he also has a very ugly personality because he don't accept people for who they are. He want to argue with the light-skinned girl that was an attorney on the show. He want to argue with Corvaya. It's like, baby, it's giving annoying at this point. Like, he want to tell the light-skinned girl where she needs to meet people, but you're also single, so where do you meet people? Oh, and that's not working out for you? So mind your business, okay? Anyway, let's move on, okay? I'm trying to go in order. Natasha is the light-skinned girl that he was trying to argue with. She's 37 and she's a lawyer. I wrote down she's Simone number 2. Don't they look like they could be related?
Sisters.
They both light-skinned and they both got big cheeks.
Ooh, not the cheeks.
Anyway, I didn't have no notes for her, so that's it. She got eliminated anyway. That's why I guess I didn't have no notes for her, baby. Anyway, let's move on to Z. Z's 34 and she's a digital producer. She was too playful for the men. This was actually a lesson for me, and y'all know I don't learn lessons very often because I'm typically always correct.
Okay, you're not wrong though. Again.
But anyway, it was a lesson for me because the men found her to be too playful. And I'm like, maybe that's why men don't like talking to me, because I am very playful. I love to joke and kid around. Yeah, it's fun. It's like a little mini social experiment, right? Like, anyway. She told the one guy she was talking to, she said, would you date a virgin? And he was like, and she was like, I'm a virgin. And then he was like, oh, and she was like, I'm just kidding. I don't understand what was funny about that though. Like, right. when you want to joke and kid, I kid, you gotta have some, like, you gotta have a little bit of, you know, like something to you. You know, you gotta have a little something to you, you know. She didn't really have nothing to her to me. Also, and this is not a critique, I think Z is very cute. She's a cute girl, but her makeup looked very dirty. Um, and what I mean by that, this is a lesson. Y'all know I love to give my opinions on makeup throughout throughout this show specifically. Because her makeup looked dirty, dingy. And that's what happens when you put a lot of muddy, dark browns, blacks, and stuff like that on your face. Now, I don't want to use myself as an example, but I will for this particular example. Today I have a lot of neutrals on my face. I have a brown Fenty gloss. I have an orange blush, and then I have a brown on my lid. Just one color, 3 steps. Orange, brown gloss, brown on the lid. And this is a way to have a very neutral face without looking muddy. And another way I did that is by putting orange on the cheeks instead of using a brown on the cheeks. So it's brightening up, you know, your complexion a little bit versus making you look dusty. And I took a picture of Z right here so y'all can see what I'm talking about. She has on heavy eye makeup. It looks, you know, and then she has on the heavy liner. And then she has on a lot of contour or something like that. And then she has on the brown lip. Baby, it's giving swamp.
Ooh! Yeah, it is, though.
Freshen up, lighten up your face. Freshen it up a little bit. But anyway.
With some brightness.
Ooh, no shade. I'm just saying. Anyway. Let's move on to Damien, who's 40. He said he owns a liquor store and a hookah bar. He said call him Blue. I guess that's because his eyes are blue, and I guess his eyes being blue is his whole personality.
Yeah, it's giving that.
Because that's all I got from him. Let's move on to Dre. He's 39. He was the radio DJ. He ended up getting voted off of the show.
Tink, tink.
2 reasons to vote Dre off. Number 1, he got too much hair on his head. Number 2, he started rapping. Anytime somebody start rapping, baby, you got to go. Okay? Like, no. He's a radio DJ, but he's no Ludacris. He's called himself being funny, but he's definitely no Cat Williams, honey. So at this point,
he looked like Cat. He sound like Cat.
I don't know what to tell you. He seemed like a very nice guy. But I mean, you know, it is gonna take somebody bite-sized to be with a bite-sized man. And before y'all get to coming for me, honey, I'm 5'8", okay? And I'm sure I would have towered over him. So I can call him bite-sized because I'm not a small woman. I'm very statuesque. Anyway, nobody physically liked Dre. And I was kind of sad that he got voted off instead of Blake because he was nicer than Blake. I'd rather have a nice guy stick around versus an a-hole. That's just my opinion, but let me know what y'all think. Would y'all have voted off Blake or would y'all have voted off Dre if it was your choice? And I know that Blake is handsome, right? So that's probably also why they kept him. But Dre, he wasn't like, you know, bad looking or nothing, honey. When you had a neck strength to look down at him. Anyway, let's move on to Lyndon. Lyndon was 33. He's a bar manager. This is the Jamaican guy. He had lots of hair on his head. I'm not good at a Jamaican accent. He had a lot of hair on his head too, which I'll be like, why you got so much hair on your head? It's giving me lace fronts. It's giving me frontal, honey. When you can't get it cut too low, it's giving me it's giving a little Jay-Z Basquiat situation, honey. What's under there? What's under there? Anyway, he was already talking about Morgan's booty, her body parts. I was like, okay. And he don't live alone. He got a roommate. So let me get this straight. You got a lot of hair on your head. You work at a bar until 5 o'clock in the morning, and you got a roommate. So you never at home. You working every day, you work at a bar, and you go home to a roommate. Anyway. Yeah, that's all I got about him. Listen. Let me know what y'all thought about Lyndon. Pause the video and let me know what you thought. Let's move on to Morgan, who's 38. She's an interior designer. I wrote down Morgan is beautiful. Stunning. She said, okay, so this is my thing with Morgan. She was talking to one of the guys, I think it might have been Blake, or one of the other guys, it wasn't Blake, but he was like, oh yeah, I have 2 sons. She goes, oh, I want boys. And then he said, my mom's a pastor. She goes, my friend called me pastor. Then he said, yeah, I'm looking for somebody, a woman that can support me. I'm strong. Baby, oh my God. Pick me, pick me, pick me. I'm like, girl. Every time he said something, she said, yes. He said, I like sandwiches. She said, I make sandwiches.
Okay, turkey.
He said, you know what I like? I like going to the movies. She said, I'm in movies. Girl.
DVDs.
How long are we going to do this? Like, she told him, whoever she was talking to, she said, I hope I'm on your radar. I don't know if she's just trying to get more. She's trying to get the most votes. She's trying to be the most popular girl on the show, or what is she doing? Because I can't even believe that Morgan would even need to come on this show. She is drop dead gorgeous. She's sweet.
A baddie.
Why is she here? Like, maybe we'll find out.
She want to be on the show.
Anyway, let's move on to Marcia. Marcia is 34. She's a fashion designer. I wrote down no shade, but Marcia looked 44 to me.
Ooh. Don't make nobody mad.
I'm almost 34.
Damn near 34. Yeah. Let that sink in.
Yes. Anyway, she was talking to Cat Williams and she didn't see a romance with him. One thing that Marcia said that really struck me as odd is she said, "Oh, you're not one of those guys who likes to touch the lower back, are you?"
I hope so.
Sometimes y'all's conversation really confuses me. Like, why are you asking him if he likes to touch your lower back? And who don't like their lower back touched? Like, babe.
Please.
I'm talking about not by a stranger. Like, is she talking about by a stranger or somebody in a relationship with? Because, babe, if we're in a relationship, lower back is available. Like, excuse me. Oh, I'm sorry. Were you trying to touch my lower back? Oh, you weren't? Oh. I thought you was trying to touch my lower back. Like, who don't like their lower back touched? Do y'all like your lower back touched, or you want your lower back left alone?
Let me know.
Child, please. Anyway, Mercedes is 31. She's a flight attendant. Mercedes was cute. We didn't see her a lot on this episode, which is a shame because a lot of the guys liked her. And I'm like, y'all, if y'all see that a lot of guys are like gravitating towards somebody in production, we should see more of that person. Right. You showing us everybody else but her. I didn't really understand that. I didn't understand that editing choice. I'm going to go through the couples first, and we'll talk about Rashid and Simone at the end. Anthony's 39. He's a nurse practitioner. He said he had a daughter, and they showed her, but they blurred her picture. Why even show her at all? We didn't see nobody else's kids.
Right. If
we can't see her, which I don't believe in really showing your kids either, but
I ain't showing mine.
Don't show her picture at all. Like, I'm confused. Anyway, Tony's 42. He's a tax director. I don't even know what that is. But Tony needed to leave his eyebrows alone. That's the first thing I peeped, honey. It almost like he drew a little line on each one. Why they look like that? That doesn't look very normal to me. That doesn't look good. He said he's looking for someone to pray with, and his mom's a pastor. This is the person Morgan was talking to. But we see that Tony got anger issues or some sort of temper issues in the later episodes. Yeah, it's apparent that he needs to go to therapy or anger management. Or both. And we haven't even seen the episodes yet. So, yeah, this is concerning me. This is why you single already, honey. You might be a tax director, but you need to direct some of that energy into counseling.
Okay.
Anyway, let's move on to DeMario. He's 37. He's an accountant. He's the one with the big old green eyes. He said he likes to get dressed up, so he was attracted to the fashion girl. Okay. Anyway, one of the girls asked him if he's ever been to therapy. He said, yeah, I've been. And she was like, I love a man who go to therapy. No, he didn't say he goes to therapy.
Been.
Listen. When men say stuff, you gotta listen. You gotta read between the lines. He said, I've been to therapy, which means he been once or twice.
30 minutes.
Yeah, we gotta start asking these men, do you go to therapy? How often do you go?
Okay.
Oh, is it something that how long you been going?
Tell me about that childhood trauma.
Because they gotta be going consistently for at least a year. Because I know you got at least 6 years worth of therapy to be doing. So don't try to anyway.
Don't try to.
Demario lost me when he said he was an alpha man. I be trying to tell y'all that's not a real thing that humans can be, but y'all don't listen to me. Y'all say, yes it is. Yes, an alpha man is a real thing. Well, alpha man is based on dogs and puppies.
Yeah,
but
kittens.
y'all don't listen.
Lions,
anyway,
tigers,
let's
and
move
bears.
on to Jeffrey. Jeffrey. I like the fact that there was a woman named Jeffrey on here. That was cute. Jeffrey's 32. She's an executive assistant. I wrote down she is beautiful. She said she's spiritual. She actually complimented Dookie Braid or Dookie Bang or whatever, the dude who had the little Dookie right here, the little Dookie Braid. And then she said that she has 3 kids and she really enjoys being a mom, even though it doesn't look like she has 3 kids. Listen, 3 kids where, honey? It does not look like she has 3 kids, but just like I would say 3 kids is a bit much for a guy, 3 kids is a bit much for a woman. She need to hook up with Blake.
Okay.
They need to go ahead and be the Brady Bunch, honey, because you got 3 children. Whew. Honey, if she find love at the end of this, honey, then there's hope for all of us.
Girl.
3 kids, that's a lot of kids.
It is.
Anyway.
Say it ain't.
Sue Ann was the last person on the show. She's 39. She's an attorney. And I wrote down she's beautiful, but that's all I wrote down because we didn't see her that much. Anyway, Simone and Rashid were on the show. They both looked great. And Rashid ended up proposing to Simone. Y'all know, back on Rashid's season, I called him Peanut, and he even commented on a few of these videos. Listen, I'm very happy for them. Very glad that they got together. They both look great. But honestly, we do not care about their experience or their journey.
Yeah, we done caring. I am.
I'm here for these singles. These singles don't care. I know they had to pretend like they cared, but they don't care. We don't care how y'all got together. What made you see what did you see in her that, oh my gosh, y'all could literally bring in anybody. I could see if it was Michelle and Obama or something like that, but we just want to hear from the couple who down the street.
Okay.
We don't want to hear from the couple down the street. We want experts, okay? I want y'all to have been together for a long time for me to hear what y'all got to say about relationships. Hell, we asking Ben and Jerry.
Katy
anyway,
Perry. Tyler Perry.
The bottom 2 guys on the show up for elimination were Blake and Dre. And I wrote down, how embarrassing is it for Blake to be next to Cat Williams on this episode 1?
Up for elimination.
Are you not embarrassed? Anyway, and I also wrote down, my parents actually felt bad for Dre because he was a nice guy who was trying to be on the show and have a good time, but he was just too little. And none of the women were interested in him like that. My parents had sympathy. And then on the bottom 2, for the women were Natasha and Z. And Natasha got eliminated because the guys didn't really feel like, guys don't, as we see over and over every season, guys do not like to be interrogated when it comes to questioning. They don't like to feel like the conversation is one-sided. Women don't like that either, but I've noticed that as soon as a woman comes on the show and starts like really asking guys a lot of questions like back to back, they put them up for elimination. And when the men do that to the women, typically the women don't eliminate a guy just for that, just for asking questions.
Right.
And then Z gave too much of a home girl vibe is what they call it, which means that there was no sexual chemistry. They weren't physically attracted to her. She wasn't giving sexy to them. She was giving goofy.
Let me know if I'm wrong, y'all.
And that's what I think that means. Anyway, hopefully, and it looks like throughout the season they'll be bringing in more singles, which is great. And nephew Tommy will continue to say 2 people will be eliminated tonight. Why does he do that? Why does he say 2 people will be eliminated? He keeps the 2 up there. Why we can count.
Yeah, we know.
You could just go ahead and bring your hand down. We can count, nephew Tommy. 2 people were eliminated tonight. 1 guy, 1 girl. But I think this season's gonna be very interesting. I'm very excited to kind of like check it out. And yeah, I can't wait to review every single episode with y'all. Listen, if you still here, baby, and you haven't described you a hater at this point, what are we doing and why are we doing it? And if you really like this video, share it with somebody else. I mean, what's the problem? Why are you keeping it to yourself? Okay? Love y'all. Bye.